Time now to welcome in Dave Spinrad, the rated rabbi. Dave, how are you?
Dave, it's great to see you again. I really appreciate being back on the show. I am doing really well, settled back in the Bay Area, back home. You're looking at this is the first time I've been on camera in my new man cave, so I'm doing real well.
Congrats on the move. I know how much you had missed the area, so I'm glad to hear that you're happy being back. What I want to talk about this whole idea of cards that are $10 or less.
Mhm.
And I know that you have enjoyed that lane in the past and the present as well. What is it that you want to talk about today? What are some cards that you are going to show?
So I'm going to show you two cards that are bookends of this stage in my journey as a collector that really started with focus at the beginning of last year, say January 2025, and ended towards the end of the year. I'm not a volume collector. I really just want a few really beautiful cards that fit together, that tell a story, that tell multiple stories, just like fewer and more meaningful, which means honestly, for the most part, buying fewer cards. And at the same time, I also started a second lane as I was establishing this mindset, which I already have, but I sort of formalized fewer and better. And then I started to say, well, but I love collecting cards. I love mail days. I love the experience of search and discovery. And I love all of that too. So I started a sort of another lane called Uncommons. And I actually have the binder here with me. And you can see it's subtitled Cards Worth Collecting for Under $5, Tax and Shipping Included. And I have a few bubble pictures, Stadium Club, Doc Gooden on the bottom, that classic score, Bo Jackson with the shoulder pads and the bat. And then the top card is the one I want to talk about first, this 1989 Hoops Series 1 David Robinson at the draft press conference. Like, this was a card. Oh, there it is. Dave, do you remember this card?
This was the first basketball set that I started buying, and I was trying to get this card, and I never got it. I never got one in all the packs that I opened. I got 5 Jordans and 13s of other players, and no David Robinsons.
Me neither. I never had it. Same thing. I went hog on this set. It was so big. And for those who didn't, for those who did collect it, you get it. You know that this card was absolutely basketball's Griffey that year, hands down. Like, this was the card. And then his career is Hall of Famer, but he never captured the heart and imagination of fans. And this is not with collectors. There was a series 2 where he's at the free throw line of Hoops. And Hoops was printed to the moon. So consequently, it's not a card that I can't even put into words how big this card was. And now it's a card that, here's my version right here. Really one of the first uncommons I bought in 2025 for under $5. My David Robinson, a really nice example, pretty well centered and just like, this is such a great card. It's a binder card and open like, I got the David Robinson. So it's an awesome card. It's
Can you hold it up a little bit closer to
yeah,
the camera?
of course. It's the quintessential binder card, uncommon to me. This card, man. There's the back. You helped me to appreciate the backs, buddy.
The back, it's half the card.
That's right. That's right. So this card was such a great card to add. And what happened was I had my fewer better, which cards you just can't afford to buy all the time. You don't see the examples you want all the time. They require patience. But I also like so many of your listeners, like nothing more than scrolling through eBay and do safe searches and seeing that blue dot, man. That's like a little like drug hit. You see the blue dot pop up, you check on it. Right? 99% it's garbage. It's not what you want. But once in a while, that blue dot is gold. So what happened is I was sort of splitting my kind of my collector experience. On the one hand, patient, disciplined, buying fewer. On the other, looking for new cards and what's only $2? Only $4? Yeah. Da, 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 da. It was never about the money. It was about the rapidity of the hedonic treadmill that I was on. And so what happened was I just kept buying cards and buying cards and buying cards. They were never that big in those low end, but they weren't satisfying. ultimately they were cheap hits, and they're cool, but not all awesome. Sometimes it's enough just to look at a card on my phone and go, oh, that's really awesome. But did I need this 1976 Topps Greg Pruitt because it has Mean Joe Green in it? Maybe, maybe not. Um, so Dave, and then what happened was, because I had this sort of these split behavior, I started to slide into the middle. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, this end was over 100 and this end was over 5. What started to happen was I started to discover more cards, and 5 became 10, and 10 became 20. This is $50. I'm going to build a little run of these, and they cost under $50. And all of a sudden, I wasn't here nor there, but I was purchasing more frequently, and I wasn't getting the satisfaction. I wasn't getting the cards I really wanted. And I just sort of became all over the place, and it kind of came to a head with this card, the second card. Do you want me to show it?
Yes, please.
This is a 2011 Topps Chrome Ray Lewis refractor. It's a great card. It's an awesome card. I hate the Ravens. I'm a Niners fan. I even tried when I was living in DC area to take them as a second team. I couldn't do it. I'm a Niners fan. Ray Lewis, he was so good, he got away with murder. This guy was an incredible player. His Hall of Fame acceptance speech. Oh, there it is. His Hall of Fame acceptance speech is extraordinary. Like a preacher. But I got it because it was cheap. I got it just to get it. I got it just to have a mail day, and it just wasn't. It's not who I want to be. It's not how I want to collect. And I realized that cool, cheap cards are going to come my way, and they'll be worthy of the uncommons binder, but I'm not going to spend my time. It's not even the money. I'm not going to spend my time just on this treadmill. It's not how I want to be as a collector.
How did you know when you had slid past the point of just finding $5 or less cards for your binder, and things started to creep up? Was it a sudden realization, or were you looking through your binder and thought, "Oh man, what am I doing? What happened there?"
So I didn't know you asked me this question. If you would have asked me, I would have showed you my small collection of Topps Heritage gold refractors numbered to 5, right? Which I think are amazing cards.
Yes.
But like, what's my connection to a 2019 Nick Markakis? There's nothing there, man. Well, it's under $20. Oh, this one's good. This is the first year of Topps Chrome gold refractors. You should get the Carlos Santana, right? So it was like this thing, right? This is all true. This is exactly the truth, man. And I looked at them, and they're super cool. And maybe I have some harebrained idea that they'll go up in value because they are super cool and there's only 5, but not if demand doesn't, change exponentially among Kenta Maeda collectors. It's not going anywhere. So that was kind of like, what am I doing here, dude?
So as a matter of, when you were doing the $10 or 5, for you it was $5 or less for the card. When you're in that, there was a sweet spot that was fun. You were scratching the mail day itch, but it got away from you a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And you caught it, and you did the thing that I do. But I always realize this in hindsight, not as it's happening, which is I realized I'm going to be this guy. I'm going to do that. And I make all these big plans. In your case, it was, I'm going to go for the gold heritage refractors out of 5. You get a few and you think, where was I in that moment that I decided to do that?
Yeah. Yeah. It was a combination of loving the cards, loving heritage, loving the golds, a belief without real evidence that they would increase someday in value and I'd be making some kind of wise investment, even though I don't really experience card collecting as I'm going to buy this because it's going to appreciate. If you buy a good card wisely that makes sense, it appreciates. And whenever it appreciates too, even if it didn't appreciate, I would appreciate having had the experience of owning it.
Yeah.
None of this wasn't evident in the refractors. Who knows? But then there's also another piece is, wanting the rush of consuming, wanting the experience of identifying a card and buying a card and wanting all of those things that come with the mail day. And it just wasn't there. Yeah.
So if you do one thing for me,
Yeah.
grab that binder again and hold it closer
Yeah.
to the camera. I love that you made a cover for it.
Yeah, definitely.
And so for those of you who are listening, Dave said this before, but it's got 3 cards on the cover, a Robinson, a Bo, and a Dwight Gooden, and it's beautifully laid out cover for the binder. Is it full? Do you still have those $5
yeah.
cards?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's got some amazing cards, like some really great junk wax, like the '87 Fleer Will Clark. Man, I remember being at a Moscone show in like 1989 or 1990. That card was $20 a pop raw before grading. So it got like the Bonds, Bow, and the Will Clark on that page, and the McGuire in the top left. And let's be honest, this is the greatest insert set of all time. You hear that, 90s collectors? 1987 Fleer baseball. So good. 1980, the next year, 1988, I think, 87, 88, 86, 87, 87, 88, whatever it is. Next year has a better checklist, but the blue and the red, this Ricky Henderson with the red back as a Yankee. So I mean, I have some phenomenal, and let me show you maybe one more fun. Here's a little bit of modern. There's some great Stadium Club pictures of vintage players. You see those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just about that great Lou Gehrig shot and the Ted Williams where like the bat is bending. I think it's a 2018, the middle of that McCutcheon Prism Refractor with the flag behind him, the one half a season he was on the Giants. So just fun stuff like that. And I'm not averse to any of them, but I don't want to get in that experience of that feeling like something's missing that's going to be fulfilled by get another thing. I just don't want that. No matter how little money I spend, I don't want to feel that.
Right. So as we wrap up here, you're not averse now to still buying a $5 or less card, but I would think, how do you then, what's the thought process, I guess?
Yeah.
Are you getting it because you like it and it fits what you're doing versus maybe something bigger that's whispering in your ear that you don't quite recognize what's going on?
That's a good question. I think when I'm buying those low end cars, I want to ask myself, what story is this card telling, or how is this card contributing to a larger story? I want any cards I buy to make sense. So, for example, I'm kicking around an idea about doing a Bubba Smith run because he has Bubba Smith, Moses Hightower from Police Academy.
Yeah.
He was a first round pick, he was a 1-1 out of Michigan State, 1967. So he has his third year is when he gets his rookie card, and he gets the same photo in, I think, 70, 71, 72, 73. It's like 6 cards, plus the Kellogg's have the exact same Bubba Smith picture. Might be kind of fun. They're all like, a couple of bucks. But then again, I might just look at them on my phone and go, that's a nice thing. So it has to fill some kind of void besides the unfillable void of consumerism.
I love that. That's a great place to end. We'll stop right there. Dave, thank you for sharing your story.
I appreciate you, Dave. Thanks.